Aloha and welcome back to our event Wellness Inside and Out. My name is Franca and I'm so happy to be here with you today with my colleagues here to share our passion with you. So the first day I shared about the thought of we are what we eat, we are what we think, and I expanded on how the body works. Our bones being the bank of our minerals. It stores hundreds and hundreds of minerals, our whole skeleton. And what happens when we aren't eating well enough? We are lacking foods with nutrition to promote this support that our body needs, that our bones need. And just thinking about the bones being depleted when our brain needs what it needs, it'll take it from the bones, depleting the bones. So just really understanding the body and how it works is so important and so inspiring. I'd like to now drop into the importance of why even care about the food we eat, why even care about our lifestyle choices. So a little more about food. Food supports our body's energy. Food supports the way our mind is working. If we wake up and we don't eat anything, we don't drink water, our body's going to be lacking what it needs. Our body's going to be getting dehydrated. The brain is electrical. So when we are dehydrated, the electrical impulses in our brain don't work as quickly. So we don't think as quickly, literally. And water conducts electricity. If our body isn't getting the nutrition it needs, it's going to suffer. And that suffering is going to look like possibly low energy, maybe getting sick, maybe a bellyache, maybe it's going to, in long-term effect, it's going to look like a degenerative disease. Water, so important. It flushes our blood, it flushes our soft tissue. Arthritis in our joints, it's so common. So these are good reasons to care about what we're eating and how we're taking care of our body. Lifestyle choices, exercising. Why is exercising so important? Because it creates circulation, which helps move out toxins in our blood and in our tissue. Circulation is absolutely mandatory for good health. So lifestyle choices, how are we managing our stress? Are we sitting in a place of fear? Are we afraid of our fears? Or are we facing them head on? Whether or not we're facing them head on, they're going to be there. So we might as well face them head on and move them on out. Fear is a huge contributor to stress and depressing the immune system. Fear is not our friend. One of my favorite quotes I always share my clients is, love kills anything unlike itself. Love kills anything unlike itself. So where love lives, those lower beliefs, I'm not good enough, I'm no good, where love lives, all of that is moved right out. It's like a dark room. You bring one candle, one simple little candle, it can light up a giant dark room. And so that's all we need, is just a little light to ignite, to get us moving in that direction of supporting ourselves mentally, physically, and emotionally. And good food, it's a really easy place to start. And throwing in some breath work, learning about breath work, getting some movement, 20 minutes a day of walking, maybe some meditation and prayer. It's just so easy, but sometimes we get in our own way. And if we can identify that and then work on changing those habits, that's really where the magic starts happening. Those little choices, baby steps, one baby step at a time. And before you know it, we've created these really good habits. Waking up, starting our day with water, breaking our fast. That's why we call it breakfast, because we break our fast. All night our body is cleansing, and we want to wake up and drink some water. Try not to start our morning off with coffee because it's a dehydrator. Caffeine does that, it dehydrates. It's a really fun drug and super legal. We do have a tendency to overdo it. So just noticing and seeing where we can support our body more. And I want to drop now into one other reason to really care about what we eat and what we think and how we're living our life, how we're supporting ourselves. We have about 800,000 people dying every year in our country from heart disease. Why? Why are we losing so many people from heart disease? One of the number one contributors, our food, partially hydrogenated oil. So we have ingredients that are affecting our hearts. We have stress, fear affecting our hearts and well-being. We have lifestyle. Are we drinking enough water? Are we exercising enough? When we're not supporting ourselves, depression can come in as well, and all those other mental challenges that we can suffer, chemical imbalances in our body. Our body is full of chemicals, and our body's full of glands. If we're not eating enough nutrition, those glands aren't being supported, so we are going to suffer more with depression. We are going to suffer more with even wanting to get out of bed, having enough energy. We're going to suffer with so many different challenges. Getting enough sleep, being able to sleep through the night. So I encourage you just to do some research on partially hydrogenated oil and how it can affect the heart. We'll touch upon a few more ingredients in a little bit. I want to offer this idea, the 3 A's. So the 3 A's: awareness of ingredients, awareness of our breath, and awareness of our body mechanics. So I'll touch upon that just a little bit. Awareness of ingredients, partially hydrogenated oil. Some say that it takes about 68 days for our body to process out. Evil ingredient. Why are we using it in our foods? Because companies like to save money. It usually does come down to money. And yes, it makes food last longer, and it kills our hearts. So anything that takes that long to move out of our body can't be good for us. So partially hydrogenated oil, here's 4 more. Datum, monodiglycerides, aspartame, and any kind of artificial color. If you can avoid those, all these ingredients suppress the immune system. So you can really help lift up the immune system by avoiding those ingredients altogether. Margarine, that's hydrogenated. So awareness of breath. Awareness of breath, is it in the belly or is it in the chest? Here's a chest breath. And a belly breath. The belly's engaging. The belly is filling. The breath is magic. If you can look into breath work at nighttime, a 4-second inhale and an 8-second exhale, awesome. Breath, being aware of it, especially when we are stressed out, can be a huge, huge contributor to releasing stress. Great technique, breath work. Awareness of body mechanics. When you're cooking at the stove, make sure this shoulder is contracted. When you hug people, make sure you're not contracting your shoulders. When you're at the computer, try to avoid actions where you're rolling forward or the shoulders are up. Really paying attention to how we use our body. Do we favor one side when we stand? stand? Or are we favoring both feet? Are we favoring the right foot more? All these body mechanics have a huge impact on our skeleton, the way our bones are set up, and the way our muscles actually will handle. Muscles get shortened when we favor one side more than the other. When we are aware, we have the opportunity to choose a path of support, not more stress. Less stress equals stronger immunity. And I would like to just also encourage you to just introduce health to your children. They're the most important because their bodies are forming the most and their bodies are growing. So for them to be able to have good, strong, healthy, supportive food is humongous. Their bodies are growing, their bones are growing, we're done growing. So I just want to inspire you to know your food and be aware of your thinking. And I just hope you have a beautiful weekend, and thank you so much for being with us. It's truly my pleasure to share my passion and my love with you. Aloha for now.